I'm Teresa Van Leeshout, a qualified teacher, 25 years, and the leader of voterrightsparty.com. I just recently announced that I am the divinely appointed Governor General of this country under the Bible, the Constitutional Act 1900, the provisions I outlined, and by consent of the people at the speeches that we gave on the 25th of February 2021 in front of Greg Hunt's office, which is now my office. And I did this because of the suffering of the Australian people has gone on way too long, and something needed to be done. Also, the Queen of England has abrogated her responsibility to the Australian people. The Governor General is the most powerful person in the country to enact justice for the people of the country. Well, it's the Queen's representative, the British Queen's representative, but she's been here once in 20 years and doesn't give a rat's about the people here, pretty much. So it's done to help the people of the country. This is what I did, basically, to help the people of the country. That last Friday, 26th of February 2021, in front of Greg Hunt's office, the speeches we gave, I wanted to tell the Australian people what happened. There were two people that were invited to speak who ended up sabotaging our event, and they put our lives in danger. Now, I organised that event from early Monday morning, and I drafted up a list of 9 speakers, including myself. And very quickly, 6 out of 9 speakers confirmed that they were attending to speak, and they were very, very excited and interested, which was great. Serene Tefahart she definitely tried to make it, and she spoke to me on the phone. She rang me and sent text messages, and I sent text messages. She tried to get a replacement lawyer, but she really wanted to come and tried to come, but she wasn't able to come. And then the other 2 that I invited through text messages to Monica Smit's phone, Monica Smit and her phone, and I invited her and Morgan Jonas. And what they did was really nasty and malicious, and within 12 to 24 hours, they proceeded to organise another event for the same location, exactly the same location in front of Greg Hunt's office, the same for the next day, and the same time, because I organised it for Friday afternoon, and they organised theirs for Saturday afternoon. So then Morgan Jonas made videos on social media telling people not to attend the Friday event, and they lied and said they didn't know anything about it, and that they were on this list. It was an invitation list, and the list remained open for those 3 remaining speakers for the duration until Friday. So they were invited. They knew all about it. The text messages were sent to Monica's phone.
Anyway, so I'm going to get to the news. We're going to get through it. I just wanted to address something before I started speaking. Now, some of you are probably aware of this, that there was a poster put out just yesterday for a supposed event on Friday. Now, what actually happened was my name was used on the poster along with Monica and along with Serene. Now, I can say that I never consented to having my name put on this poster. I know that Monica, she never consented to having her name put on either, and the same story as well with Serene. So anyone that saw that poster that had Ayers Rock in the background, please ignore it, okay? This is just completely wrong. This is so wrong. You don't go putting people's names on posters that have not consented. This is just, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it before. I saw it circulating. I saw my name. I saw Monica's. I said, hey, what the hell is going on here? And I don't know. I don't know what it's about. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't trust it. We're going on Saturday at 2 p.m. That's what I know. So that I just wanted to address that right here, right now. Is that fair enough? Just wanted to address that first. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay. So as I said, 2 p.m. We're heading down there.
Yeah, they basically told the people not to come Friday. They deliberately, maliciously, and sadistic. It was very sadistic what they did. Told people not to come to our event. Well, Morgan did in videos. He was pretty much telling people not to go, and that he wasn't going. And they actually put our lives in danger, what they did, because by maliciously telling people not to go, there was a smaller number of people that attended. And when the police are there, it's more dangerous for the speakers and the people attending if the police outnumber the people. So luckily, being a teacher, I was able to teach the police during the course of the afternoon, and I felt like I had got them under my authority, and they didn't touch anyone or hurt anybody, which is great. And also that afternoon, I established a Victorian Federal Police Division, and invited the Victorian Police to work under my leadership to help the people of our nation. And then on the 1st of March, I told them that afternoon I was teaching the police and told them to go and jail and arrest and jail all those lockdown politicians, federal and state. And I listed a number of politicians that had to be arrested and jailed. And then on the 1st of March, I formally issued, as the Governor General of Australia, I formally issued warrants for arrest video to the police and emailed it to the police, and made it public as well. So also the arrest powers, the police have arrest powers, but the public has arrest powers too under the provisions I outlined under the Crimes Act of 1914. I also want the public to know that I went to the Saturday event, the following event, and I did raise my objections with Monica and Morgan and the people there. And Morgan pretty much to my face insulted me disgustingly. And he pretty much, what he said to me is similar to like a death threat. So, he was very, very sadistic and malicious. They lied. They sabotaged our Friday event. And I want people to know, not because I don't like them or anything like that. I've been trying to invite them to work with me and other leaders, but the extraordinary lengths that they went to sabotage our Friday event, and all the speakers there and the people there putting their lives in danger as well. I felt that it was just too much to not report to the public about, and that they wanted to bring harm to me, and they wanted to bring harm to the people there. I think they're very selfish, and they're trying to destroy other people's work, patriots' work, leaders, and they won't communicate with other leaders, or only certain people they'll work with. And I just, look, you might think it's about what they did. What I'm doing is just reporting on how they harmed our group that afternoon. And what they did was very divisive and very malicious and sadistic. And frankly, I think it's quite criminal what they did, actually. And I'm very concerned about what they did. I went to the following day's event, the Saturday afternoon. They had themselves speaking, 2 speakers and a 3rd speaker, a man that was an economist who's not born in this country. He's from India and he worked for the government, and he was speaking. But there should be people, sovereigns, under the legislation. Sovereigns have the people born here have more rights, and they should be speaking. And in fact, it's morally right that the people born in the country become politicians and they work in the government, and that only people born here, because what it does is it lends itself to treason, and that's for any nation, not just this nation. I would say that. So because the people born here are more likely to look after the people are born in the nation and who become citizens of the nation. But if you have foreigners in the government, it's to do with treason. It's got nothing to do with racism or anything like that. Racism is when you vilify people or degrade them on the basis of the colour of their skin, which I never do, and I've spoken out against that publicly many, many times. So I want the public to know what happened. I felt that if they're willing to go to such extraordinary lengths to destroy other patriots' work like that, I just find that they have to be corrected. And also, they've been promoting Liberal Party politicians as well in their interviews. They're basically murderers and thieves, so they can become culpable for that in the future if they continue to do that. And those politicians are guilty of treason and murder, rape, stealing, fraud, and a huge list of crimes. They all have to be jailed and arrested and jailed, and their parties have to be deregistered and banned from the ballot. So if they continue to do that, they're going to become culpable. So this is why also I'm trying to correct them now, to tell the public to correct them. Yeah, so I just think that, and also they promoted that Catherine Cumming. They've had her speak twice now because they organised another event. They organised another event the 4th of March, and they had in front of Parliament House, the State Parliament House, and they had that Catherine Cumming speaking there. The first time she was trying to tell the people to social distance, and she caused all those problems with the police and the people. And then they had her up there speaking again on the 4th of March, and she's there speaking, telling people to social distance and all this. So she's got blood on her hands, that lady. She's an independent in the state Victorian Parliament. But all these political people who've been promoting lockdown conditions in any way, which is just a prison system that they created for society, destroying businesses and our rights and freedoms and people's working, travel, life and that sort of thing, including her. She should be jailed. And there's Morgan Jonas and Monica Smit getting her up again to speak, and they're both threatening me and my work and sabotaging my work. So it's too much for me not to say something. They have to be corrected, and they have to respect and support other patriotic leaders like myself and others who for many, many years have been trying to help the people of our nation. They just don't have any respect for people that have come before them or been working for many, many years and trying to help the people. And also they're talking about elections. Elections are rigged, okay? So they're going to keep promoting this elections, that they're going to go in elections and they're going to take your money, and they're all rigged. So they're not listening to the people who know from many years of experience. I know myself, I've been in federal elections and state elections for over 8 years, and they're just happy to give the finger to everybody else who maybe organises events or has speakers and all this sort of thing. And I've found it to be incredibly malicious and even sadistic. And I want a public apology. I want them to publicly admit what they did and to publicly apologise to me. And if they have events that they should be asking me to speak, as I kindly invited them to speak, and not to sabotage the work of others and put the people's lives in danger who attended and who spoke at that event on the 26th of February. I've uploaded the speeches for that Friday, 26th of February, in front of Greg Hunt's office, which is now my office, which I claimed. And I want the police to bust into the front door because I don't have the right eyeballs to get through that, like it was Greg Hunt's office. And the staff need to be arrested as well, because the staff working in those lockdown politicians' offices, because they've amassed millions of wealth. When we confiscate their wealth, then we're going to find that they've got millions. And they're going through the back door, so they don't even use the front door. They got the eyeball security for one person, and they don't come through the front door. They got all this security inside where people cannot get in the building. Not even the police can get in the building without having to smash up the front. And these staff are slipping out the back of the office. It's just so evil. It's just so shockingly evil. I just can't cope with the evil anymore. And we desperately need the police to work with us and to come under our leadership to get these lockdown politicians arrested and jailed, confiscate their wealth, and get all these pharmaceutical drugs seized and dumped in the ocean, or they have to be destroyed because they're killing people with pharmaceuticals in Australia. They have been for a very long time. I presented reports in the speeches that we gave, and the death figures. So that those speeches, there's a video on my BitChute channel, because that's the best forum for speeches to be given. YouTube takes off speeches if you talk about most stuff against the government, and Facebook does too eventually. So it's on my BitChute channel. There are some copies of those speeches on Facebook, and I'll try and get more up on YouTube. But it's going to have to be edited quite a lot, because if you talk about certain subjects, they take it off. Basically, what I've said in those speeches and politically is enough to stop this evil in our country. And also Avi Yemeni, I want to. People have said that he wants to talk to me. So my phone number is very public. So 0400409771. He can call me. People have said that apparently he has said that he wants to talk to me. So he can call me anytime to discuss these issues or any issues. And, you know, he should have been interviewing me all this time, all these years. As I said, I wanted 10 interviews from him. It would have prevented all this government violence and evil. And he really had a responsibility. And so he needs to call me, and I'll publish my mobile phone number. I want to thank Neil Erickson, Senator Slayer, who's agreed to help me, and he interviewed me, but sadly the YouTube took the video off within a couple of hours, which was really bad. But if we don't mention certain words, we can still get what we want out there. We can still get what we need to do out there. We need to be disciplined and not mention certain words in, like use the word pharmaceutical instead of the V word. And there are words that we can use that will help us get our goals achieved and not be obfuscated and censored. The censorship's disgusting. I mean, the federal politicians, they brought in the news media bargaining code to destroy, to heavily censor the public, and even tried to shut down the internet, which is what they're trying to do. That's how evil they are. So they should be arrested in jail just for that alone. To shut up the entire nation is just so evil. And the police, go and arrest them for that. The federal and state police, you know, they need to come under our authority, and they'll be blessed for that. They'll be rewarded and blessed. Yeah, thanks.